Hello, this is Dr. Marty Klein with another video quickie. Today I want to talk to you about mental health, masturbation, and the church. Now, I'm not going to tell you that masturbation is good for you, but a mountain of data shows that feeling guilt or shame about masturbation is definitely bad for you. And that almost always starts in childhood. This means that any institution telling kids that masturbation is bad is abusive. The medical profession used to do that. Psychologists used to do that. Popular magazines used to do that. For the most part, they no longer do. That's good news. A primary institution that still does that is organized religion. As it happens, May was both National Mental Health Month and International Masturbation Month. Feeling good about masturbation does not guarantee good mental health, but feeling bad about masturbation pretty much guarantees poor mental health. And that brings us back to organized religion. 2 weeks ago, America's largest Protestant denomination, the Southern Baptist Convention, released a bombshell report. The church had systematically covered up sexual abuse within its clergy and lay leadership for years. Now, the church deserves credit for collecting the data and finally releasing it. But while we are justifiably outraged at the horrific abuse of tens of thousands of children, hands-on, we should remember the tens of millions of children whose mental health and adulthood have been wrecked by the Baptist relentless attacks on normal sexuality. Now, this is true of the orthodox wing of virtually every organized religion in America, and even the more tolerant orthodox religious leaders who condemn non-marital or non-procreative sex are perpetuating a crime against humanity. Obviously, not every child abuser or sexual predator is religious, but children who suffered through hands-on abuse are not the only victims here. Along with hundreds of thousands of therapists, every week I treat people who are ashamed of who they are, what they do, or what they've done. Sexual acts that fall well within the range of common and normal. The suffering of those people is often agonizing to them. And I admit that there are days when it's agonizing for me to bear witness to that as well. While psychology and medicine have come a long way and are increasingly sophisticated and proactive about sexual abuse, they still have a long way to go in speaking up about how religion frequently gaslights children about their sexuality. The helping professions are essentially standing by while incredibly rich and powerful institutions systematically drive children crazy, damaging them and undermining their future adulthood. While the documented hands-on clergy abuse by Southern Baptists and Mennonites and Catholics and Orthodox rabbis and so on is always kept secret as long as possible, this other abuse, intentionally damaging children's sexuality, happens in plain sight year after year. Obviously, I understand the pressures within both psychology and medicine to back away from speaking honestly about this matter. But when yet another report like yesterday's comes out, and we only focus on the children who have been physically abused, we're letting this church and all religions off the hook way too easily. You don't have to have a priest or an imam to fondle you in order to feel filthy. You just need to listen to what one has to routinely say about your body and your erotic feelings. That's what the Southern Baptist Convention has done for almost 200 years. That's what organized religions have been doing for several thousand years, and what they will continue to do today and tomorrow. If you're a person who prays, pray for the kids who have been physically abused, but way more importantly, pressure your church, your synagogue, or your mosque to accept God's erotic breath into every human body of every age. Masturbation is not a sin, it's an expression of divine will. If you're not a person of religious faith, realize that you're living through a historical cataclysm, thousands of years of children being tormented for having normal sexual feelings and expressing them with normal masturbation. While we're lobbying for bathroom, sports, and pronoun privileges for a minority of kids, let's also lobby for the sexual sanity of all kids. I'm Dr. Marty Klein. Thanks for joining me. Oh, I publish one of these every few weeks. So if you want, click the red subscribe button at the bottom of the screen and you'll get pinged whenever I do. Thanks.